This raises the question as to why emperors would be buried in such a way that they're actually being memorialized and being seen from the sky.
Mountains that hold secrets. Look. Stones that seem to float. And structures that look impossible.
There are many theories about it, but there's no agreement on what it was that produced this miracle of nature.
These structures look too bizarre to be real.
You know how big they are? They are remarkable.
But the twist is, they are, so tag along, because the truth about their formations is even wilder than you think. Stone lovers. In Lake Huron, Canada, there's a hidden island that draws attention for its strange and captivating sight. The island holds two giant stone pillars, each shaped like enormous flower pots. At first glance, they seem out of place, almost too perfect to be natural. Local legends speak of two lovers from rival tribes who fled to the island and were turned to stone for their defiance. But the truth behind the pillars is more mundane. The remains of a cliff slowly worn away by the relentless wind and water over time. Despite their odd shape, these towering rocks may not last forever, with some fearing they could one day crumble, like another that fell in 1903. Hidden Door. A family was enjoying the beauty of a stunning waterfall when something strange happened. While admiring the view, the man reached out and pressed a rock, only to be shocked when a hidden door suddenly opened. It seemed perfectly concealed, never noticed before. They called it the hidden door to the grotto under the waterfall. Grottos are often seen as symbols of life's journey, from birth to death and beyond. Some wonder if stepping through this mysterious door might lead to the afterlife, perhaps even reuniting with loved ones. Balanced Giant. In a quiet village in Japan, there's a giant stone that seems to defy logic. Towering at 800 tons, it sits atop a hill, perfectly balanced. This massive stone, known for its flattened top and strange, precise holes, has baffled those who've come across it. No one knows who carved it or why. Experts say it could be an ancient structure with a purpose long forgotten. The sheer size and placement of the stone make it feel almost out of place, as if it was placed there by someone with a purpose, one that remains lost to time. Tower Mystery.
Devil's Tower is remarkable because you can drive across these sedimentary plains, see nothing but flat ground for miles and miles.
A strange rock formation was discovered in Wyoming, standing alone in a flat plain. It's called Devil's Tower, and it rises 900 feet into the sky, looking out of place. Experts can't explain how it formed. Some think it's from volcanic activity, but there are no volcanoes nearby. The rock's color stands out, gray with a hint of green, contrasting with the brown and tan surroundings. People have been curious about it for years, with many suggesting it might hold a deeper secret.
There are many theories about it, but there's no agreement on what it was that produced this miracle of nature.
Hidden Key.
There are burial mounds throughout the world. However, there's one specific shape that exists only in Japan, and this is the keyhole kofun.
A strange shape was noticed in the middle of the land, barely visible at first. It looked like a simple mound of earth, blending in with its surroundings. As experts took a closer look, they realized it was unlike any other. The mound seemed deliberately shaped, and there was a feeling that something ancient was buried beneath. But what made it truly puzzling was its keyhole-like shape. This shape could only be seen from above, making it seem almost like a marker for something hidden. Was this just an odd burial, or is there a deeper meaning to these mysterious mounds, connected to something far beyond our world?
This raises the question as to why emperors would be buried in such a way that they're actually being memorialized and being seen from the sky.
Karnak Secrets. A documentary revealed the Karnak Temple Complex, one of the most impressive sights on Earth. The scale of the temple is immense, with massive sculptures carved into walls, like the famous Avenue of the Sphinxes. Walking that path in ancient times must have been something extraordinary. Karnak took over 2,000 years to complete, and many who worked on it never saw it finished. The site is filled with temples, obelisks, and shrines dedicated to the gods of old. Even the pharaohs who ruled during its construction left their mark. One curious feature, the stone scarab. It's said that walking around it 7 times brings good luck in love. Osirian mystery. In Abydos, Egypt, there's a structure that's raised more questions than answers. Known as the Osirian, it's a massive, mysterious site that doesn't quite fit with anything else from ancient Egypt. The building's shape is unusual, unlike any other temple, and it's made from huge blocks of granite, some weighing up to 100 tons. These stones came from a place 200 miles away. How were they moved? No one knows. The Osirian's design, with its complex chambers and double-layered roof, seems far too advanced for the time, and there's no Egyptian artwork or hieroglyphs here, making it even more puzzling. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Floating stone.
Now this monolith is made out of tough volcanic ash that's been lithified.
In Japan, a traveler came across a giant floating stone made of volcanic ash, hovering above a small pond in the mountains. The stone, perfectly suspended in the air, was found at Ishi-no-Hoden, a site tied to ancient myths. This location is famous for legends of floating stones that appear to defy gravity. Some believe these stones were placed by otherworldly beings, while others think they are linked to lost technologies or spiritual forces. The traveler captured the site and posted it online, and it quickly went viral. Now, people from all over want to see this miraculous stone for themselves, drawn by its mystery. Split Rock. An Arab explorer was traveling through the Saudi Arabian desert when he came across something strange. A massive rock split into 2 perfect halves. What made it even weirder was the thin, straight gap running right through the middle, almost like it had been cut with a laser. He snapped some photos and shared them online, where people quickly recognized it as the famous El Nasla Rock. This unique formation has been talked about for years, not just for its flawless split, but also for the ancient petroglyphs carved into its surface, images of horses and other figures that archaeologists say are thousands of years old. Hidden Sphere. A team of experts visited the island and discovered something strange inside the cliff. A giant, round, rocky ball. It seemed to be something that could open, like in the story of Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves. There's a good chance the ball could open with some hidden mechanism, possibly revealing ancient artifacts or long-lost treasures. Many believe the cliff holds secrets from a forgotten era, just waiting to be discovered. Sooner or later, someone will take the risk, stepping forward to explore and uncover whatever mysteries lie inside. Secret Chamber. Imagine a giant rock 10 feet high from the ground, shining brightly. Centuries ago, an earthquake cracked the stone door, making it fall. That's when the locals realized there was a secret chamber door hidden within. They placed a ladder, climbed up, and discovered the chamber. Some believe it could have been an alien base, hidden for years. If that's true, the ones who found it might have come across UFOs and other mysterious items. However, no findings have ever been shared by the authorities. It remains a mystery, leaving many to wonder what really lies within that chamber. Forest tunnels. In a forest, hikers discovered something unexpected on one mountain. They slid away a rocky door and found a passageway, but not just one. There were 2. The hikers couldn't stop themselves thinking that these passageways were built by ancient tribal groups who once lived in the forests. They might have served as homes or hidden bases during times of war. If the hikers had stepped inside, they probably would have uncovered more about this old history. Ancient map. In Japan, explorers came across a massive stone hidden deep within an ancient site. It stood about 10 feet long, shaped like a boat, with a hollowed-out center. The smooth, perfectly crafted surface raised questions about its purpose. As they explored the area, strange markings on the stone began to hint at something far more mysterious. The stone seemed to point toward distant, ancient sites, like Stonehenge and the pyramids. The more they uncovered, the more they realized this was no ordinary find. This giant rock, known as Sakafune Ishi, might just hold the secrets of an ancient map, leading to hidden knowledge from a forgotten civilization. Turning Rock.
There is suddenly like this kind of shape.
In a quiet village, among the usual homes and streets, there stood an ordinary-looking stone. At least, that's what it seemed. But the locals had eerie stories about it. They claimed the stone could move on its own, slowly rotating until it faced west. And when it did, something bad always followed. No one could explain how or why it moved, but a few had seen it happen with their own eyes. People kept their distance, uneasy about what might happen if it ever reached the exact position. No one knew where it came from or what strange forces controlled it. This wasn't just any rock, it was the Turtle Stone, and it carried a mystery that no one could solve.
Turtle Stone.
Frozen Pyramids. A video from 2006 has been circulating online, revealing what seems to be pyramid-like structures buried beneath the thick ice of Antarctica. These ancient monuments suggest that humanity's forgotten history might be hidden there. Along with the pyramids, strange megaliths and rock relics are visible, hinting at a long-lost civilization. Seems like this discovery has been deliberately kept hidden, with unknown forces at play. As more footage circulates, it becomes clear that the truth about what lies beneath the ice is far more complex than anyone expected. Devil's Wall.
A big one in front of us.
In the Harz Mountains, there's a strange rock formation that stretches for miles. Locals call it the Devil's Wall. It looks like a series of faces carved from stone, staring down at anyone who dares approach. Many believe the rocks were shaped by the devil himself during a fight with God, a wall built in a single night, only to be destroyed in anger. The more you walk, the more eerie faces seem to appear, almost as if they're watching you. The true origin remains a mystery, but the stories surrounding this place have made it a legendary site for centuries.
First one. Next one.
Rock tombs. A video recently went viral showing strange rock-cut tombs in Kyushu. These tombs are carved into the sides of hills with square openings leading into deep chambers. The way they were made shows great skill, as if the builders knew exactly what they were doing. What's even stranger is that these tombs look very similar to ones found in places like Turkey, India, and Egypt. The chances of this being a coincidence seem low. Experts believe these tombs were not just for burials, but might have been part of an ancient city, carved right into the rock, connecting ancient civilizations in a mysterious way. Suspended Boulder. A group of explorers set off into the woods, hoping to find giant animals. Instead, they found something entirely unexpected. Deep in the forest, a giant rock, about 7 meters in length, sat perfectly balanced on another rock. It didn't seem to follow the rules of nature. It was as if some unseen force held it in place, untouched by gravity. The explorers, baffled by the sight, reported it to archaeologists. Local myths speak of a powerful spirit that once bound the rock, protecting it from time. Cliff Shelter. A drone captured an abandoned building within the cliffs of Liangshan, China, sparking curiosity online. The structure was well made, yet looked incredibly old. Its location, perched high among the cliffs, seemed to hold spiritual significance. Many believe these elevated places were built closer to heaven, symbolizing a connection between earth and the divine. The harsh, isolated surroundings reflected detachment from worldly desires. Some speculated it could have been built by a long-forgotten civilization. Others thought it might have been secretly constructed as a hidden refuge during times of war. Whatever its true purpose, the building remained a mysterious relic lost in time. Harappa Ruins. Pakistan recently became the center of attention after experts studied the ancient Harappa civilization. Hidden in the landscape, an archaeological site stood with partially excavated brick structures. The layout pointed to a once thriving settlement. Mud bricks formed walls, some still standing, while others had slowly eroded over time. In the background, trees stretched out across the land, and a well stood proudly near a washing area. These ruins tell a story that dates back centuries, a place where people once lived, worked, and thrived. Buried past. In the remote Orkneys, a mysterious sight appeared. Ancient stone walls, perfectly preserved despite centuries of harsh weather. The eerie structure, half buried in sand, seemed to whisper of a forgotten past. What could this place have been? It wasn't until archaeologists began to investigate that the truth emerged. Beneath the sand, a long-lost farmhouse was uncovered, one of the oldest Neolithic complexes in the world. With its 2 stone houses connected by a passage, this site had once been home to Neolithic farmers from 3700 BCE to 2800 BCE, a piece of history hidden in plain sight, now revealed. Balancing rock. Deep inside a forest in Finland, a rock has been found balancing perfectly on a smaller stone, without any support. It has remained that way for over 8,000 years. Locals believe that the rock was placed by ancient giants using mystical powers, which is why it has stayed in place. However, scientists suggest that the rock shifted during the melting of ice in the Ice Age. The Kumakavi balancing rock has been a source of wonder for centuries, leaving many to wonder whether there is more to this natural marvel than meets the eye. Petrified giant. A video that recently gained attention among fans of the paranormal shows. A strange formation on a mountainside that looks like a petrified giant sitting, staring out into the horizon. The footage has sparked debates. Some believe this is proof of ancient giants, possibly linked to the Nephilim or other mythological beings who were turned to stone by a curse or divine force. Others think it's just a natural rock formation shaped by erosion and wind, nothing more than a coincidence. The idea of petrified giants has deep roots in various cultures and myths, where giant beings were turned into stone after battles with gods or supernatural events. Carved home. A traveler stumbled upon a very old home carved into a giant rock. It's believed to be over 5,000 years old, with wooden stairs and a wooden door, all carved into the stone itself. The structure had small holes for air and an opening to let fresh air flow inside. Inside, the large room was surprisingly well preserved, with grain sacks that suggested it was once used during times of starvation or disaster. The traveler felt as though he had stepped back in time, into an ancient world where people once lived and survived in this hidden stone home. Desert giant. A door built into the side of a mountain? That's the kind of thing that stops you in your tracks. A group of hikers discovered one, standing there sealed tight, like it was hiding something important. Maybe if they had stepped inside, they could have found hidden gold. We have heard about such things in stories. Or maybe it led somewhere no one was meant to go. Either way, they didn't dare to open it. Anywhere door. Imagine hiking up a mountain, taking in the views, when suddenly you spot a random door just standing there. No walls, no building, just a tiny, muddy stairway leading up to it. Feels like something out of a dream, right? Or maybe even Doraemon's Anywhere door. Some say it's just a weird art piece. Others think it might be the only thing left from an old house. Either way, it's got plenty of people stopping in their tracks. It doesn't lead anywhere, but it sure gets your imagination running. Nephilim door.
So there it is.
In Canyonlands, tourists came across a giant, tall, and wide door-like pattern engraved into the wall of a strong, rocky slope. It wasn't just any marking. The size and shape made it look like a sealed entrance. They called it a Nephilim door. Netizens believe such doors are connected to ancient, otherworldly beings, possibly leading to another dimension or a forgotten age, a hidden portal, a message from the past, or something beyond human understanding. Whatever it is, it's still there. standing tall, waiting for someone brave enough to uncover its secrets.
Like 50 to 60 feet high.
Ancient reliefs. Visitors were busy capturing the breathtaking scenery when they stumbled upon something completely unexpected. Lost in a valley filled with cascading waterfalls, they found themselves surrounded by towering rock walls covered in ancient carvings, statues of people, snakes, and mysterious figures etched deep into the stone. The sheer age of these reliefs made it clear they belonged to a civilization long forgotten. Were they meant to tell a story, a warning, or simply a way for their creators to be remembered? One thing is certain, this hidden wonder won't stay a secret for long. Geologists, historians, and curious travelers will soon arrive, eager to uncover the truth behind these eerie, time-worn sculptures. Forgotten Hotel.
This is an old hotel in West Yorkshire.
In a quiet corner of West Yorkshire, a once bustling hotel has stood abandoned for years, left to the ravages of time. Rooms full of old furniture, forgotten belongings, and strange items that speak of a past life. As you wander through, there's an odd feeling that the place was left as though it had simply paused, its owner leaving behind countless things. A collection of televisions, whiskey glasses, old computers, and newspapers, each item telling a different part of a forgotten story. But the mystery only deepens as the rooms reveal more clutter, more remnants of a time long past. By the end, it becomes clear. This wasn't just a hotel, it was a home, and its last inhabitant never fully let go.
It's been abandoned for a while. Well, 5 months.
Wooden relic. Everyone expected ghosts in the woods, but one brave explorer stumbled upon something much stranger. Hidden deep within the trees stood a very old house. It looked abandoned, almost haunted. As he got closer, he noticed it was built entirely of wood. Peeking inside, he saw the walls were broken and rough, like it hadn't been touched in decades. No one was there. It could have been standing for years, or maybe it was the first of its kind. Quickly, he filmed the eerie sight, deciding not to step inside. He would leave it to experts to study. For now, it was safer to stay out. Cave Gateway. Miners were working deep inside a cave when everything seemed normal. Suddenly, mud began falling from above on its own, causing panic among the crew. They quickly backed away, unsure of what was happening. It appeared they had uncovered something, a portal or gateway to hell, as they believed. The fear was real. Then, the video abruptly cut off. It's likely they found a way through, or something else took place. Stay tuned for more updates as we try to uncover the truth. Hidden Sanctuary. A geologist discovered an abandoned chateau near the French-Swiss border. The place was covered in rock reliefs and statues, perfectly crafted. It is believed to have been built around 300 years ago with just hammers. The place seemed to have been a hidden sanctuary created by an aristocrat who wanted talented sculptors to work freely. Many of these sculptors were skilled stonemasons, unable to join official guilds. They spent years here, perfecting their craft in secret. The location was remote, offering protection from authorities and access to Swiss artistic influences. Would you like me to explore more? Stone Giants. The Manpupuner rock formations in Russia's Ural Mountains are a wonder to behold. Towering above the ground, these 7 giants stand like stone giants reaching toward the sky. Locals and explorers have been captivated by them for centuries. Legends swirl about their creation, but the truth is still unclear. These immense stone pillars seem to hold secrets from a forgotten time, leaving visitors wondering how such formations could exist in this remote part of the world. Their massive size and eerie presence make this place one of Russia's most mysterious landmarks. Stonecraft. Want to know how the ancient Egyptians carved massive obelisks? Well, an online video showed something amazing. It revealed how workers used small stones to rub against larger ones with incredible force, shaping massive pieces of rock. One of the best examples of this process is the unfinished obelisk in Aswan. This giant stone was being carved for a queen, but a huge crack appeared, leaving it abandoned. The skill required to carve such stones must have been incredible. It's hard to imagine how they could create such massive works with just these simple tools. Buried wall. In the mountains of Montana, hidden from the world, lies a structure unlike any other. It's made of massive stone blocks, perfectly stacked in straight lines, stretching for 275 feet. What's strange is how these blocks fit together. Sharp angles, edges so precise, it almost looks like they were carved that way. The area was untouched for centuries, covered in dense trees and underbrush, so no one knew it was there. When the landowners started clearing the area, they stumbled upon this mysterious wall. It doesn't look natural. The stones fit together like a puzzle, and there are strange marks, some even resembling carvings. Massive stones.
This is at least 12 foot tall, maybe 15 feet.
A mysterious site was discovered in the ruins of an ancient temple. On the western edge, colossal stones, some weighing up to 800 tons, were found in a perfectly aligned row. These massive blocks weren't shaped by nature. They were cut and placed with remarkable precision. Initially, it was hard to understand how such enormous stones could have been transported and arranged. But as the site was explored, strange marks on the stones suggested the use of advanced technology. Further investigation revealed more massive blocks beneath the surface, hinting at a much larger platform beneath what was visible. Might be linked to a lost civilization.
See how big they are? They are remarkable.
Stacked rocks.
We have come across some mysterious rock piles.
A local came across strange rock formations on a mountain slope, surrounded by vibrant flowers. The stones seem to have been placed in a peculiar way, stacking on top of each other like a cone-shaped hat. Some were larger, standing out more than others, almost as if they had a purpose. The setup looked a lot like Stonehenge, just smaller and more believable. But why were these rocks arranged so precisely? Could it have been an ancient gathering spot or a place for rituals? No one knew for sure, but it was clear this wasn't random.
Placed here by ancient folks thousands of years ago.
Broken obelisk. Check out a colossal, unfinished monument that holds the secrets of a lost civilization. The unfinished obelisk at Aswan, a massive piece of granite, rests in the southern part of Egypt, abandoned thousands of years ago due to a crack. At 137 feet long and weighing it would have been the largest single stone monument ever. What's even more intriguing is the strange, perfectly round holes and smooth surfaces in the quarry, suggesting technology far beyond what we know. The obelisk itself shows hollowed out areas, almost as if the stone was scooped out. Ancient tomb. In a quiet part of Japan, there's a site that has baffled many for years. Massive stone slabs, some weighing up to 140 tons, make up a tomb that seems almost impossible to build with the technology of its time. The precision in how these stones fit together is astonishing. While most believe this tomb is from around 250 AD, some researchers think it could be much older. They suggest the people who built it might have had knowledge and skills far beyond what we thought was possible. As strange as it seems, the true story behind these stones might be something we're not ready to understand yet. Secret door. A video posted online showed something strange at the Giant's Causeway. On the rocky cliffs, a door in the stone suddenly appeared, then just as quickly, it closed again. It was as if some magical force had opened it. The door seemed to be made of the very rock, blending perfectly with the cliffs along the Antrim coast. Some believed it could have led to a hidden world, one that visitors might never have known existed. What if someone had dared to step inside? The mystery of what lay beyond that door remained unanswered, and no one knew what might have been waiting for them.
Look, look.
Mysterious dolmen. A strange sight was discovered near the Sage Wall in Montana. The Tyser Dolmen, a prehistoric structure, caught the attention of experts. Located in a remote area with no cell phone service, it was hard to reach. The dolmen itself looked like other megalithic tombs found around the world. Huge flat stones were arranged like a table, with a massive capstone resting on vertical stones. What made this dolmen stand out were the stones. Normally, granite breaks horizontally, but these stones fractured vertically, suggesting they were originally laid out differently. Experts believe these stones were moved and carefully placed in this position, hinting at human involvement, not just natural forces. Abandoned house. In a remote part of India, near the Meerut-Kant border, villagers passing by an abandoned road came across an old, tiny house. It was part of a much larger, forgotten property, now controlled by the Indian Army. The house stood like a forgotten castle, shrouded in mystery. No one is allowed inside, but over the years, rumors have spread. Some say it was left by the British, with stories of hidden artifacts waiting to be discovered. Others claim strange things have happened around the area, but no one truly knows what lies behind the gates. Frozen time. In the depths of rural Alabama, an abandoned explorer came across an 1800s farmhouse, still standing as if time had frozen. Inside, behind weathered walls, an eerie collection of antiques told the story of a family who once lived there. Creepy portraits stared from the walls, Civil War swords gathered dust, and mysterious trunks held untold secrets. The house was a tomb of memories, with personal items left behind, including wedding photos from 1969. They were preserved in this decaying time capsule, capturing a moment in time, forever untouched. The farmhouse remained an eerie reminder of a forgotten life. And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day.
Can I see something strange? Look at this. It looks like it's flying, but it's not.
Would you expect to see a floating rock in the middle of a city? This looked like something straight out of a mystery. Locals were stunned. A massive rock hanging by a thin rope, with another rock tied below it. It seemed impossible, yet the rope held strong. Even engineers couldn't figure out why it didn't snap under the weight. Then, another sighting. 2 giant rocks perfectly balanced in the middle of a road. A local stopped to take pictures, baffled by how they stayed in place without even a breeze. Whether it was physics or something beyond explanation, no one wanted to mess with it. See you next time.
It's just standing in 3 rocks.